Helena didn't hesitate to present a long list of costly demands. It was filled with luxurious items she believed Aaron could never afford, things only those with immense wealth or power could buy. Helena thought this was the quickest way to drive him away. Once upon a time, in a wealthy and famous city named Amberton, there was a highly esteemed family with a fortune so vast it could buy up the entire region. This family had only one son, Aaron, the sole heir to everything. When he reached adulthood, Aaron's parents wanted him to marry to uphold the family tradition and protect the family's reputation. But Aaron had a completely different idea. He didn't want to marry someone just because of social status. He wanted to find a true love, someone who would love him not for his money, not for his position. "I want to find someone who loves me for who I am, not for what I have," Aaron said, his eyes filled with determination. His parents were taken aback, mixed with a touch of concern. They had already lined up wealthy, high-born young ladies from all around, but Aaron rejected them all. His idea was so unusual, so daring, that the whole family began to feel uneasy. Questions swirled through their minds. How could a wealthy young man like Aaron possibly find a sincere woman in this lavish society? After many nights of contemplation and inner conflict, Aaron's parents finally agreed, but with one strict condition. You have 2 years. If, after 2 years, you haven't found someone suitable, we will choose a bride for you. Aaron agreed. A bold plan formed in his mind. He would abandon his life of luxury, disguise himself as an ordinary man, leave the glitzy city of Amberton, and embark on a challenging journey. Would Aaron find a woman who would love him for his true self? Or, in the end, would he have to return and accept his family's arrangement? The answer awaited him, just ahead, in a world full of mystery and unexpected surprises. With determination and a strong will, Aaron completely transformed his appearance. He cut his neatly groomed hair, dressed himself in simple clothes, and shed every trace of his wealthy heir image. Now Aaron was just an ordinary young man, ready for his journey to find true love. He left the glamorous city of Amberton and headed to a small village called Riverwood. Upon arriving in the village, Aaron found a small house by the roadside, where a man named James, a kind-hearted driver, lived with his family. Aaron asked if he could find a place to stay, and James, with a generous heart, welcomed him. They arranged a small, modest room for Aaron, a room with only basic necessities, far from luxurious. Yet Aaron did not complain. "Don't worry, we'll treat you like family," James said warmly, smiling as he placed a hand on Aaron's shoulder, his eyes sparkling with trust. The next day, Aaron began searching for work. He found a job as a porter in the village market, a physically demanding job for someone unaccustomed to hard labor. Aaron's task was to help people carry their goods from the market to their homes, heavy, grueling work that required strength. Every day he strained himself lifting heavy sacks, sweat beading on his forehead, his arms aching. Yet he never gave up. Although it was exhausting, Aaron felt a lightness in his heart. In the guise of a poor laborer, he learned not only independence but also connected with the villagers, listening to their stories and experiencing a simpler life that he had never known. As each day passed, Aaron came to understand more about the people around him, and his perseverance began to grow into hope, the hope that somewhere in this small village he might find the woman he was searching for. Would this journey lead Aaron to the sincere woman he had always dreamed of? Or would it be only a series of difficult, disappointing trials? The answer was still waiting in the midst of Aaron's days of hard work and unexpected, heartfelt moments. One morning, while carrying goods for customers at the market, Aaron came across 2 young women. One of them was Sarah, with cold, piercing eyes and a gaze tinged with disdain. The other was Camille, gentle and quiet. While Sarah kept her distance, Camille smiled at Aaron, her large eyes shining with a rare sincerity. "Could you help us carry these things home?" Camille asked, her voice soft and warm. a stark contrast to Sarah's aloofness. Aaron nodded, adjusted the heavy bag on his shoulder, and began following the two women. Along the bumpy road leading to their home, Camille frequently reminded Aaron to be careful, her concern evident in each gentle word. "The path is rough. Please watch your step," Camille said, her eyes sparkling with genuine worry. Aaron couldn't help but feel surprised. This was the first time in all the months he had spent in the village that someone had treated him with such kindness. When they arrived at the house, Sarah cast a quick, indifferent glance at Aaron, then walked off, leaving Camille to handle all the unpacking and arranging of the goods. Aaron looked at Camille, a strange feeling stirring within him. He asked, "Why did your sister leave you with all this work?" Camille gave a faint, sad smile, her eyes reflecting a hint of sorrow. "Sarah is my half-sister. I've been living with my stepmother ever since my parents passed away, so this is just how things are. I have to help out in the family." Camille's response made Aaron thoughtful. From her patience to her quiet endurance, he realized Camille was truly different, unlike the glamorous, privileged women he had known in Amberton. With each encounter, his admiration grew for her kindness and her resilience. In the days that followed, as he continued to help Camille carry goods from the market, Aaron grew to understand more about her and the hardships she faced. Camille was not only gentle but also a strong woman, silently shouldering her responsibilities without complaint. Day by day, Aaron found himself drawn to Camille, to her gentleness, her selflessness, and her rare compassion. Could Camille be the woman he had embarked on this journey to find, or were there still more trials awaiting him? As time passed, with each meeting at the market, each afternoon walk home together, the bond between Aaron and Camille grew deeper. Aaron realized he had found something truly special in Camille, a warmth, sincerity, and patience he had never seen in anyone else. Camille, with her gentle demeanor and quiet strength, gradually captured the heart of the young heir. One evening, as the sunset bathed the skies over Riverwood in golden light, Aaron and Camille sat beneath a tree by the roadside, talking. The warm sunlight filtered through the leaves, enveloping them in a peaceful glow. Aaron looked at Camille, his heart full of emotion. He knew it was time to speak his heart. "Camille," Aaron softly called her name, his voice a mix of nervousness and sincerity. "I know this might surprise you, but I can't keep it to myself any longer. I've fallen in love with you." Camille's eyes widened, her face showing a hint of shyness mixed with surprise. She had never expected that this simple, devoted man, who had always been there to help her, would say such words. She looked down, her voice soft but equally sincere. "I care about you too, Aaron." "But," she hesitated, her eyes showing a trace of worry. "I'm afraid my stepmother won't approve. She always expects me to follow her wishes and won't easily accept this." Aaron listened, his heart filling with determination. He smiled, a gentle smile with a touch of resolve. "Don't worry, Camille. I'll find a way for us to be together." Camille looked at him, her gaze mixed with hope and a hint of apprehension. Aaron's promise made her heart flutter, but she understood her stepmother all too well. She was a woman not easily persuaded, especially when it came to someone like Aaron, whom she did not favor. Just as Camille thought everything might reach a dead end, Aaron's determination surprised her. She knew he wasn't one to give up easily, but how could he possibly overcome the obstacles her family would put in their way? Was Aaron truly ready to face any challenge, to protect their love? Aaron's journey to find true love had now become more than just a test of his own resilience. It was a real trial to reach Camille's heart, to overcome the barriers set by her stepmother and by fate itself. The story was far from over, as Aaron resolved not to back down, no matter the difficulties that lay ahead. When the news that Aaron wanted to marry Camille reached her stepmother, Mrs. Helena, a woman known for her harshness in the village, she immediately voiced her strong opposition. To her, someone like Aaron was nothing more than a poor nobody, with only his labor-worn hands and a simple appearance. Helena could not accept that her stepdaughter would be taken away by someone who brought no benefit to her family. With cold eyes and a mocking smile, Helena didn't hesitate to present a long list of costly demands. It was filled with luxurious items she believed Aaron could never afford, things only those with immense wealth or power could buy. Helena thought this was the quickest way to drive him away, once and for all. "Very well, I'll return with everything you've asked for," Aaron replied, his voice unwavering, his gaze steady with determination. Aaron's response left Helena slightly taken aback. She hadn't expected him to accept so boldly and with such resolve. Camille too looked at Aaron with surprise and a hint of worry. She had no idea that Aaron was, in fact, wealthy, and she couldn't imagine whether he would actually return as he promised. All she knew was that if he failed, Helena would never accept their love. As Aaron left the village, Camille stood silently, watching him until he disappeared from sight. Her heart felt hollow and filled with fear. Each step Aaron took seemed to deepen her unease. She worried that this might be the last time she would see him, that perhaps he would never come back, because she knew all too well how strict and greedy her family could be. In the days that followed, Camille lived with a restless longing. She constantly wondered whether Aaron would truly be able to fulfill Helena's demands, or if his promise was just a desperate attempt. Every time Camille thought of Aaron, her heart filled with countless questions. Would he return, overcoming every obstacle to keep his word? Or had Helena succeeded in making him vanish from her life forever? Time passed slowly, each day stretching the anxious wait for Camille. Little did she know that Aaron was preparing for an unexpected return. One that would change everything, not only her life but also the fate of her entire family. After returning to Amberton, Aaron didn't hesitate but set to work right away. He gathered a convoy of trucks loaded with valuable goods, all the items that Helena had demanded on her challenging list, and even more than she had expected. Everything was prepared for his return, but this time, it wasn't Aaron the poor man coming back. It was the real Aaron, the wealthy heir, with a refined and confident presence. As the convoy entered Riverwood, news spread like wildfire, astonishing everyone, especially when Aaron, dressed in elegant clothing, stepped out of the first truck and slowly made his way toward Helena's house. Neighbors and villagers murmured, unable to believe their eyes. The simple man with the market-worn hands now stood before them with a completely different aura. The moment Helena saw Aaron, she could not conceal her shock. Her eyes widened, unable to look away from his fine attire and the luxurious gifts being laid out by Aaron's assistants at her doorstep. She was stunned, completely motionless. Sarah, her daughter, was equally astonished. Neither of them could have imagined that the poor man they had once looked down upon was actually the heir of a prestigious family. Aaron approached Helena, his gaze sharp but unwavering. "I've returned as promised," Aaron said, his voice calm yet powerful, "and I will marry Camille." At this point, Helena had lost all composure. She understood that there was no way to refuse, as every item she had requested was now right before her eyes. Though reluctant, she dared not offend this powerful man. Her mind focused on the thought that, at the very least, her family would receive a substantial reward from this marriage, and so she agreed to let the marriage take place. But what she didn't realize was that the love between Aaron and Camille wasn't a material transaction at all. For Aaron, it was simply a way to prove his sincere love for Camille, a love that could surpass all challenges and differences in social standing. Aaron and Camille were finally reunited, but what would happen next? Would this love truly bring them happiness, or were there still more trials lying in wait? Aaron's journey was not only a story of love, but a testament to the power of perseverance and sincerity, values that no wealth could ever buy. When Aaron revealed the truth about his identity, Camille could hardly believe her ears. The simple man she had thought was just an ordinary porter turned out to be the heir to a wealthy family. At first, Camille was overwhelmed with surprise and a sense of betrayal. She felt confused that he had hidden everything about himself. Their time together had been so genuine, yet Camille couldn't help but wonder, was this love truly sincere? Seeing Camille fall silent, Aaron gently explained, his voice sincere, his eyes filled with fear of losing her. Camille, I did this because I wanted to find someone who truly cares for me, not my wealth. You were the first person who never cared about status or money. And that's exactly why I love you. Camille listened to every word from Aaron, and gradually her heart began to find peace again. She realized that despite any trials or misunderstandings, Aaron's heart had always been genuine. Looking into his worried eyes, Camille smiled softly and nodded. They embraced each other in happiness, promising a future together, and Camille accepted Aaron's proposal. The news of Aaron and Camille's wedding quickly spread across the village. The wedding was arranged on a grand scale, becoming the most remarkable event of the year in Riverwood. Luxurious cars, fresh flowers, and twinkling lights transformed the small village into a fairy tale scene. People from all around came to celebrate and witness the beautiful love story between two people who seemed worlds apart, a story that defied all social barriers and prejudices. Riverwood had never seen such a lavish wedding. The village elders said that this would be a wedding spoken of for years to come, a testament to true love's ability to overcome any obstacle. Camille and Aaron, dressed in magnificent traditional attire, stood together, shining like two bright stars. Weeks later, their love story was still the talk of the village. People spoke of Camille and Aaron as an example of faith and sincere love, one that looked past wealth and status. They lived happily together, and their love story became an inspiration to everyone who witnessed it. The love story of Aaron and Camille is not just about two people finding each other in challenging circumstances. It is also a profound lesson on humility, kindness, and true values in life. Aaron, the heir to a vast fortune, gave up all luxury to disguise himself and search for a genuine love. And Camille, with her compassion and humility, proved that she was worthy of this love. Through every trial and sacrifice, they showed that true love is not based on wealth or status, but lies within the true qualities inside each person. Their story teaches us that those who live with kindness and sincerity, always willing to give without expecting anything in return, will always encounter good things. Aaron's actions are a clear example. Sometimes, we must face difficult challenges to better understand our own worth and the worth of those around us. These challenges helped Aaron realize that kindness and sincerity are priceless, and Camille embodied these qualities perfectly. At the end of the story, the wedding of Aaron and Camille is not just a perfect conclusion to a beautiful love, but also a triumph of dignity and steadfastness. Their story reminds us that living with humility and compassion is the way to achieve great and unexpected things in life. If Aaron and Camille's story has touched your heart, don't forget to follow our channel to catch more meaningful stories. Leave a comment and share your thoughts on the value of kindness and humility. We'd love to hear what this story means to you.